Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. Big updates coming your way. Liverpool get a massive injury boost, Arne Slot speaks out after a tough run, and there's a fresh twist in the Isak transfer saga. Plus, Trent Alexander-Arnold reveals when he started learning Spanish. Stick around, Reds fans. You don't want to miss this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Liverpool handed huge injury boost amid Isak update. I will be there. Ryan Gravenberch has missed Liverpool's last 3 matches due to injury, but could be set to make his return against Aston Villa on Saturday, and the midfielder is confident of being involved. Ryan Gravenberch has given Liverpool a major fitness boost ahead of Saturday's crucial clash with Aston Villa by declaring himself ready for action. The Dutch midfielder has been sidelined for the Reds' previous 3 fixtures following an ankle injury sustained in the match against Manchester United. The 23-year-old picked up the problem early in the second period after a challenge involving Bryan Mbeumo. Despite initially attempting to continue, he was eventually substituted shortly after the hour mark. Since then, Gravenberch has been absent for Liverpool's win over Eintracht Frankfurt and subsequent losses to Brentford and Crystal Palace. However, manager Arne Slot revealed during Friday morning's pre-match press briefing that his compatriot could feature against Villa after rejoining team training on Thursday. Ryan trained yesterday. Alexander Isak and Curtis Jones didn't yet, he said. Timescale? I have said many times, the end phase of the injury, things can go slower or faster. Let's wait and see where they are. Ryan trained yesterday and with us today and will make the call if he can start. The other two, 99.9% not in the squad. Having also trained on Friday, Gravenberch is now eager to make his comeback. Yes. I feel really confident, he told club media when questioned about his availability for the Villa fixture. Yesterday I had a session, today as well. If everything is good, I will be there tomorrow. With Jones struggling with fitness issues and Alexis Mac Allister yet to rediscover his sharpest form following a lengthy spell on the sidelines, the Dutchman's availability provides Slot with crucial reinforcements in the middle of the park. Gravenberch's comeback couldn't come at a better moment for Liverpool as they attempt to halt a dismal sequence that's seen them suffer defeat in their previous 4 Premier League fixtures and 6 of their last 7 outings across all competitions. Understandably, the midfielder is eager to play his part in helping the Reds turn their fortunes around. Beginning with Villa on Saturday, it would be really important for me to get back and help us turn things around, he said. Everyone around here, also the fans and us, need to go back to winning ways. As a team, we have to stick together. Everyone has to stick together, to be honest. Stick together, do the basic things right again, and see from there. It's a huge week, but the most important thing is to go game by game. That is Villa tomorrow, and we have to be ready for that. They're really good now. It will be a tough game. We know they are really good also on the counterattack, so we have to prepare for that as well. But I think if we do the basic things right again, we have a good chance that we will get a result. Arne Slot insists he retains full FSG, backing after torrid Liverpool run. Arne Slot insists his conversations with the club's hierarchy haven't changed during Liverpool's run of 6 defeats in 7 matches in all competitions. Arne Slot insists he retains the full support of the Fenway Sports Group hierarchy as the Liverpool boss aims to end a run of 4 straight Premier League defeats. The champions were 5 points clear at the top, before a setback at Crystal Palace in late September was followed by reverses to Chelsea, Manchester United, and Brentford. Further losses to Galatasaray in the Champions League and then Palace again in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday means Slot's side host Aston Villa this weekend on a run of 6 defeats in 7, and the Reds could find themselves 10 points behind current leaders Arsenal by the time Unai Emery's in-form men arrive at Anfield on Saturday evening, 8 p.m. kickoff. Slot, though, says the conversations he has had with sporting director Richard Hughes and FSG's CEO of football, Michael Edwards, haven't changed during the torrid run. For me, they say similar things, the Liverpool head coach said. I speak mainly to Richard and once in a while to the others, Edwards and FSG. They also see similar things as what I see. For me, the conversations haven't changed a lot. We always talk about the game, and it's always nicer to talk about the game if you have won than if you have lost. I feel supported. Not only in this period, but also when things go well. I'm a firm believer all the squads I had were 2021 players that can play, because if you have too many, it's already a struggle to make a squad. But then you have to keep them fit. Slot added, "Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think during the week the reaction was about when I said something about the squad we are having, and that could have been seen as criticizing or an excuse. What I meant was, if these players are all fit, we have so much quality. This club is in such a good place when you look at the quality we have for the short-term future and the long-term future. But I've used Alexander-Isak as an example, but I don't want to go into every single player because players sometimes don't like it when they are named as being fit or not. Not all of them were ready from the start to play 3 games in 7 days. And then when you get 4 injuries like we have at the moment, it is a struggle going into a program like this. I used this to explain my lineup on Wednesday. I didn't use it as an excuse for losing against Brentford or the loss before. I did it because Ibrahima Konate, and Virgil van Dijk had to play a lot. Joe Gomez missed out on the whole of preseason. Alexis Mac Allister, missed out on the whole of preseason. Alex missed out on the whole of preseason. If you have 20 but 3 are not available, and that 20 includes Rion Gamoha and Trey Nyoni, who are youngsters and not able to play 3 games in a week as well, then the focus is on the 15 others, and maybe not all of them are used to a Premier League or Champions League game every 3 days. By the way, it would also have been difficult even for the team of last season if we had to play 3 in 7 days, which is the worst scenario you can have. I only used it to explain my lineup, not as an excuse for losing against Brentford or Manchester United. We have an unbelievable squad if they are all fit and all ready for the program we are facing. There were no winners in Alexander Isak Liverpool transfer saga. I believe in karma. Former Newcastle United goalkeeper Tim Krul has had his say on Alexander Isak's slow start to his Liverpool career following the striker's 125-meter transfer to Anfield. Tim Krul believes Alexander Isak's below-par start to his Liverpool career is karma for the way he forced his way out of Newcastle United. The Sweden international essentially went on strike to ensure the Magpies would follow through on alleged promises to let him leave St. James's Park. The striker trained on his own for the majority of the summer and failed to feature for Newcastle throughout preseason. As a result, he was left playing catch-up after belatedly completing a British record 125-meter switch to Liverpool on transfer deadline day. Isak is yet to live up to his hefty price tag, though, following his disjointed summer, and has returned just 1 goal and 1 assist from his first 8 appearances for the Reds. Yet to score in the Premier League, he is set to miss Liverpool's clash with Aston Villa on Saturday because of a groin injury, having been forced off at halftime in the Reds' Champions League win over Eintracht Frankfurt earlier this month. Former Newcastle goalkeeper Krul insists there were no winners in the Isak transfer saga, though he is glad to see his former club move on without the forward, with his replacement, Nick Woltemade, taking no time to settle at St. James's Park. And having seen Mark Guehi enjoy a strong season for Crystal Palace to date after not forcing through his own move to Liverpool, Krul pointed to karma when offering his take on Isak's struggles. There were no winners in that situation, he said on TalkSport, as quoted by Newcastle World. It's a shame it took that long to sort. I think Eddie Howe wanted his squad to be complete a lot earlier. And it has, especially, you could see the start of Newcastle the first few games, they didn't score. And you could see there was a transition moment there. But $125 million for a player is a good deal. So everybody should be, you know what, we'll move on. We've got a great bit of money, we'll sign some top players to replace him. The generation has changed a bit. I wouldn't have liked a player to play this kind of act. Reading the interviews after, I think there was a kind of respect to the player. It should have been dealt differently. For me, I believe in values and karma. I think you know how you treat people, you get paid back. Mark Guehi is a captain, he's a role model, and he will get his move. That will set him in great stead, hopefully, for the World Cup. Isak is also at risk of missing out on World Cup qualification with Sweden, with his country bottom of their qualification group ahead of the November international break. while Liverpool have dropped to 7th in the Premier League table after losing 6 of their last 7 games in all competitions. Trent Alexander-Arnold confirms exactly when he started learning Spanish. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been learning Spanish since May, but the Liverpool right-back has debunked a theory from Reds fans that he was preparing for a move to Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold has dismissed speculation from Liverpool supporters that he had been studying Spanish in preparation for a switch to Real Madrid. The England international completed his transfer to the La Liga club during the summer, following the expiry of his Anfield contract. Alexander-Arnold is set to return to Liverpool next month when Madrid takes on the Reds in the Champions League. At his official presentation, Alexander-Arnold demonstrated near-fluent Spanish, prompting some Reds supporters to suggest he had been studying the language well before his transfer was confirmed. However, he appears to have dismissed that theory by revealing that he only began lessons in May, with his move being completed later that month. In a video posted on social media, he said, "Hi, I'm Trent. I started learning Spanish with Sarah 5 months ago. I didn't speak any Spanish before. I wanted to learn Spanish to communicate better with my teammates, my coach, and the Madrid fans, and adapt better to the culture. I really liked the lessons because they were very football-based. The terminology we were learning about was press conferences, interviews, and vocabulary that I would need to talk to my teammates on a day-to-day basis within the club. This helped me very, very much, and I really enjoyed every lesson." Additionally, Alexander-Arnold's instructor has also provided insight into his language learning journey. Writing on social media, football language tutor Sarah said, "5 months. That's all it took, but it wasn't easy. Trent didn't just learn Spanish. He chose to start from zero, to sound imperfect, to keep showing up, day by day. When he stood on that stage in Madrid and spoke with calm, clarity, and heart, it wasn't about fluency. It was about respect, courage, and a genuine desire to belong. As his language coach, that moment meant everything. Because what I saw wasn't just a player speaking another language. It was a person growing beyond himself. In football, words can build trust, connection, identity. And this is what true professionalism really looks like." The 27-year-old has endured a stuttering beginning to his Madrid career, managing only 5 outings across all competitions thus far owing to fitness setbacks. He made his return to the matchday squad last weekend with a substitute spot against Barcelona. The right-back may now find himself thrust into the starting 13th this weekend following Dani Carvajal's injury blow. Liverpool hosts Madrid at Anfield on November 4th.